I've just had a message saying it's all kicked off big time in court. The judge was arrested and ran off. Police on the way. Yes, as you can hear the sirens, this may be them. I think they've got lost. The sirens are going the opposite way.
What was my first word to the judge?
How did you find the judge then, in your opinion?
The judge, it's just the same as they all are, jumped up Masonic pricks, isn't they? Because what I was pointing out to him, what did I say to him? I was asking, because I was trying to explain to them how are they not recognising the document I got, and what basically puts him above God. Because of, I'm a living man and so's Phil, and that's not the free man shit, I literally am, look at that, wouldn't be doing all this talking shit if I was dead. So the whole point of this is, we are, the first rule of commerce, the creator is the controller. God created man, man created government, and all that other shit underneath it's below government. So that puts me above all corporation. These are all corporations. Corporation cannot be above a living man, and it's as simple as that.
What I've witnessed in court today, there was a News Quest reporter who witnessed everything that went on, but I don't think he's going to write any kind of public interest report on what happened today.
Some poor lady in there having a fucking panic attack, and she's been dragged in there. She's got 4 kids, 2 of them are disabled, a couple have got mental health issues, and she's been dragged for the court over a fucking TV licence.
As you can see in the sign there, Stockport, Manchester, well, I'm heading in that direction, but I'm not going there. I'm going to Warrington Magistrates, the law courts. People will be turning up peacefully and demanding the release of a man who's been held in custody since Friday, 15th of December 2023. 3 men in a vehicle was on the way back from Derby, and as soon as they got into Cheshire, the police were waiting for them. So a T-pack was arranged, and about 5 unmarked vehicles T-packed the driver of the vehicle. And they was travelling at speed, possibly about 70 miles per hour on the motorway, on the M6. But what's very odd is, why did they need to bring him to a stop on a motorway? So you just tell me then, in your own words, what happened today in court?
Well, basically, everything that shouldn't have happened has happened in court. Do me a favour, someone rolls a flag. So what's happened is, we've come down here, we've already submitted paperwork. I'm the official power of attorney and lay representative as per their equal treatment bench book. So the Chester Court have a copy of this. I've emailed into all the relevant people that I have power of attorney. Now, this documentation is signed by a thumbprint and Phil's lowercase writing across the front of it, and it's been witnessed by 3 independent witnesses. Now, what this means is it holds the same authority as a public official signing it, yet the dickheads downstairs holding him in prison downstairs won't recognise it, the judge won't recognise it, the clerk won't recognise it, and no one's recognising it. This is absolute contempt. As we already know, evidence by Helsby's law, these shit shows here, these devil courts, they do not have any authority. The judge is in there today, he's part of the bar society, or the gay bar club as I call it, which means he cannot have a licence to do what he's doing in England. So honestly, it's just layer up and layer and layer up on fraud. And I believe it's Lord Denning 1956, to paraphrase, basically, if any foundation, if any case is built, the foundation is built in fraud, it's going to collapse at some point. So all this is now, it's just ridiculous. What they've just done, obviously, they didn't let me speak, although I've done a bit of speaking. They didn't really let Phil speak too much, and they're actually bringing a case forth with 0 evidence. The police agreed with Philip McLaughlin that he could do a police interview over the phone. They broke that contract and they didn't do it, and then they put a warrant out for his arrest. When Philip was pulled over, he wasn't just stopped in Tesco's, he was stopped in he was going high speed, 70, 80 miles an hour on the M6, he was a passenger. You've had unmarked cars had pulled a ridiculous manoeuvre, making them slam on, nearly causing a high speed collision. All of this over an assault allegation with no proof of claim. And the motherfucker who's making the allegation, we've got statements from a few months back compared to the statements where clearly it's been influenced by the police, which are complete contradictory. We have a statement claiming from the ex-missus that he's a good father, that he's lovely, and all the right things you expect from a proper man, yeah? And then she's done a statement of the polar opposite, claiming this assault, weirdly enough, once the police have got involved. Why are the police getting involved? Because the whole of the Chester Constabulary, along with all their courts, are fucking corrupt to the core. And Phil had pretty much all of them on notice. So all their arseholes should be puckering right now, because we're slowly learning, we're slowly evolving. And as we're evolving, every time they lock one of us up, more and more of us are coming together. So take me out, do what you fucking want. Take Phil out, do what you want. All of us are backed by loads and loads of people, and this movement is growing. Enough's enough. We know the fraud of the court. We know the fraud of the legal fiction. We know the complete unlawfulness of the magistrates' courts. We know that all the judges are acting as private corporations. We know that we are not a dead legal fiction. We cannot be. Yet we rebut all these presumptions and they're still coming forth. Why do you think they've been recruiting all these magistrates the last couple of years? Why do you think they've been recruiting all these security guards the last couple of years? Why do you think all these security guards are all dressing like the police now? Where do you think this is going, people? But anyway, let's bring it back to the day. So we've got another hearing on Friday. He's been remanded again since Friday. The judge has been a dick. I can't remember his name. What was his name?
He had bail.
I thought he said it. I thought he said he had bail.
He did.
He did. Bail to 26th of April.
Yes.
So is he getting out now then?
It should be. That's what I heard from the judge.
Ah, has he got to see out the other 13 days? Yeah, because they've done him for something else, which is, again, nonsense. So he got remanded for 13 days.
Okay.
So it looks like he's going to be in there for the 13 days, then back out.
But it did say he was bailed to the 26th of April, not to break his bail conditions.
Yeah. So we have to find out a bit more of this. Because obviously the issue we got is I never got to go down under the thing to have a chat with my guy.
See that? Obviously, the guy wouldn't give his name, would he?
No, none of these people want to give their names.
Who was that? Who came to you? The two
His name was Brown. I got his name. The security wouldn't let me down there because I grabbed his ID badge because that's the whole fucking point of it. And it said Brown on it. So that was his name. We got Helen Norris, who's the clerk of the court, who thinks she's above the law. You got the judge, MacGyver, whatever his name is. Apparently he's above the law. Couldn't produce an oath. So obviously he's acting as the devil at the moment. That's his role here. And you just got all the legal people in there, all working for the same side, aren't they?
How do people get in touch with people who want to follow this movement?
So we've got Telegram groups, Rapid Response, they're all over the country. It starts with Rapid Response England, and then we've got Rapid Response Chester, Liverpool, Birmingham. They're all across the country.
We've got Britain as well, haven't we?
Yeah, just get on Telegram and join the groups. And you must be honourable, non-aggressive and willing to learn, because it's all about the knowledge. The more knowledge we've got, the better it is for us.
I made a request that I wish to see, technically my client, if you like, or my friend, or my parent, or whatever you want to call it. We needed a meeting of the minds before going in there. Because at the moment, they're in direct breach of Article 6, right to a fair trial, and the equality of arms. Equality of arms, the defendant must not be put at a disadvantage. So he's in a fishbowl with no paperwork, with no representation. How is he locked up in prison? Well, I've been to that prison. He won't have a laptop. He won't have the time, the space or the place to work on his case or access the internet or anything like that to pull his stuff together. So they're putting him at an absolute disadvantage, thinking they're going to get away with this.
All on an allegation.
All on an allegation.
Well, I did witness you go into the court and ask to speak to the judge or whoever. And your first words to the judge was what? When you walked in?
Put it on text.
What was my first words to the judge?
How did you find the judge then, in your opinion?
The judge, they're just the same as they all are, jumped up Masonic pricks, aren't they? Because what I was pointing out to him, what did I say to him? I was asking, because I was trying to explain to them how are they not recognising the document I got. And what basically puts him above God. Because I'm a living man and so's Phil. And that's not the free man shit, I literally am. Look at that. Wouldn't be doing all this talking shit if I was dead. So the whole point of this is, the first rule of commerce, the creator is the controller. God created man. Man created government, and all that other shit underneath it's below government. So that puts me above all corporation. These are all corporations. Corporation cannot be above a living man, and it's as simple as that. So I'm a higher authority than the judge, as is Phil, as is everybody listening to this. We're all higher authority. You just got to go back to the Bible in Genesis. God made this and gave it to us. End of story.
I noticed the security came in court.
Security
When the judge walked out.
Yeah, security come in court. They always do, but I don't know what they're going to do about it. I mean, fuck me.
What did the security say to you?
I don't really know, to be honest. It's just like it kind of falls on deaf ears because they're just idiots. And
I get the impression the security duty couldn't do anything.
No, they're just just doing my job, which in that excuse was removed in Nuremberg Code. So good luck with that.
There's a lot of witnesses in court today.
There's a lot of witnesses in court. There's some poor lady in there having a fucking panic attack, and she's been dragged in there. She's got 4 kids, 2 of them are disabled, a couple have got mental health issues, and she's been dragged for the court over a fucking TV licence.
Final words for the people watching this. What would you say to them?
Ooh, final thoughts. Learn your fucking rights, people. There's videos, there's literature out there. These parasites, their biggest fear is enough people waking up. It just takes a couple of thousand, of people woke up what we're doing. People start challenging these fuckers. Stop using lawyers because they're part of the problem. Start representing yourself, get your mates to represent themselves. And we need complete anarchy, quite frankly, at this stage. Because of, like Jesus said, I'm not a religious man, but Jesus' whole message is being sovereign, and we don't follow orders from corporation. Corporation, they've got no authority. The only authority these people have is the contractual accidental obligations we get. Let me explain this. We've got our birthrights. The only thing that can remove your birthrights are duties and obligations created by a contract. And the only thing that can create a contract is a meeting of the minds and a mutual agreement as to what we're agreeing on, and then you both sign for it. This isn't happening. So by these people's actions, what we're doing, when you license something, when you register something, or if you contract, it all means the same thing. They're the things that take away your birthrights and create duties and obligations. So we've got to start questioning stuff. Why are we signing up to all this stuff? Bear in mind, all these things and these authorities are private corporations. The police were incorporated in 1995, they're a private corporation. Go on Dun and Bradstreet, they've all got Dun's numbers. All the courts have got Dun's numbers. All the judges are incorporated as private limited companies. And this is how they do it. They trick us all by using trust and all this stuff with all this secret knowledge that we don't know. There's a reason why they say get your house in order and the House of Windsor, because all these people put all their persons, which is a corporation, and all these other bits and bobs into a trust. Because once it's in a private trust, they can't be touched. This is why Tony Blair never got done for war crimes, because the title and jurisdiction he used for that is not the one he's standing in right now. And that's why he got away with that.
Well, my final words are this. Very shocking today what the judge did. Very enlightening.
Very enlightening. Always is. You can do whatever you want. You're a sovereign man.
Right, I just want to reflect on the magistrates. It's very odd. When I got there, I went in on my own. They pulled the barrier tape across. They wouldn't let me in. They asked me what I was coming for. I said, well, I'm a journalist. And they wanted to ask me questions. Who are they to ask questions why you're going into a public building that's open to the public? But what happened was a security officer turned round and said, oh, I'm not letting you in now. He didn't even know what I'd said. So he can't have been offended by anything. So he turned to his security guard mate and said, what did he call me? And his mate turned around and said, called you a prick. I don't know what accent he had, but something like that he sounded. I said I didn't. I didn't call you a prick. I called him a prick behind you. Anyway, I apologised to the man who was stood behind him. He was one of the guys in court today to observe and witness. But I got myself into a little bit of a sticky situation, and I let myself down a bit. And I apologise for deflecting who I called a prick. But sometimes you've got to do what you've got to do, haven't you? Anyway, I got in. They let me in. But that was a strange experience in itself. Almost like he knew I were coming. But I doubt it. I'm not that impotent. Did I say impotent? I mean important. I think the way I was treated myself by the security when I went into the court was diabolical.